Police have just found hundreds of human bones in this man's house. Oh, hi there, stranger. Today I'm going to be telling you about the very recent and still developing case of Jonathan Gerlach. For your discretion, as always, is advised. Jonathan Christ Gerlach is 34 years old and from Pennsylvania in the USA. He has just been booked on approximately 500 offences, including more than 100 counts of corpse abuse. In November 2025, Pennsylvania police were made aware that at least 26 burial sites, including mausoleums and underground burial sites, had been vandalized and broken into. And this was happening at the Mount Moriah Cemetery in Pennsylvania. Even more disturbing, human remains, including bones hundreds of years old, were missing. Mount Moriah is an old cemetery from 1855 and is considered the USA's largest abandoned burial site. It's home to around 150,000 graves. So police opened an investigation and began to gather evidence, and they soon had the license plate number of a car that was seen repeatedly in the area of the cemetery around times consistent with the break-ins, and so they had a suspect, and that was Gerlach. On the 6th of January 2026, police were conducting surveillance at the cemetery when they saw Gerlach leaving Mount Moriah at night, carrying a burlap sack and a crowbar. They stopped him and searched the burlap, which horrifyingly contained the mummified remains of 2 children, 3 human skulls, and other remains. Upon investigating his vehicle, they saw on the back seat, clearly visible, more human skulls, bones, and other remains. They, of course, arrested him on the spot and got a search warrant for his home and also for a storage locker that he had use of. What they found has been described as straight out of a horror movie, and as dramatic as that sounds, I can absolutely believe it. Once inside Gerlach's home, police made the macabre discovery of hundreds of skeletal pieces, including around 100 human skulls. There were mummified hands and feet in various states of preservation, 2 decomposing torsos, long bones. The list is extensive and has not fully been released yet. And they were displayed in different ways. Some were on shelves, others hanging from the ceiling. In one case, the skeleton still had the pacemaker attached. Most of the bones were found in Gerlach's basement. They also discovered jewellery and personal effects believed to have come from the graves that he had robbed. Gerlach confessed to investigators that he had stolen around 30 sets of human remains, and he showed them which grave sites he had desecrated. Some of the bones are very, very old, but some must be at least relatively recent considering the pacemaker. Apart from what was in his house, investigators also searched the storage unit where they found around 8 more bodies or sets of human remains. Now, as far as anyone knows, Gerlach did not take the lives of any of these people, just their bones, and I am not trying to say that lightly. This is obviously a very disturbing case. I just want to clarify that we are not dealing with a serial here, or at least not killer. If there's such thing as a serial bone collector, then maybe that's what this guy is. As yet, any motive or intention has not been made public, and authorities are working on identifying the recovered remains so that they can notify the families of the deceased. As many of you true crimers may know, a well-known grave robber who also took the lives of 2 women is Ed Gein. I mention this because grave robbing is rare, but when it does occur, it tends to be because of specific psychological and situational factors. Grave robbers tend to be avoidant offenders. They want total control over a body, but they don't want the risk associated with attacking a living person. They tend to objectify the dead and collect remains like trinkets, displaying them in strange ways. It's about symbolism. Not exclusively. As we know, Ed Gein targeted middle-aged women who resembled his mother, and it's widely believed that he was trying to reconstruct her in a way. Gein also repurposed remains. For example, he made a belt out of human nipples and a bowl from a human skull. Now, as far as we know, Gerlach didn't do any of that, but as I said, this is a very recent case and we are still waiting for all of the facts to emerge. If any of you don't know the Ed Gein story and want me to cover it, then please let me know. And as far as Jonathan Christ Gerlach, I will keep you posted with any updates. Damn, there are some strange people out there, strangers. Please let me know what you think of this one. I personally am just wondering, why? What was he doing? What was he gonna do?